studio today is Father Nigel Alfonso. Father Nigel is the Goa Jesuits Communications Coordinator. He has designed solar power plants at St. Brito's School, Mapsa, Loyola High School, Margao, and at Pedro Arupe Institute in Raya. And that makes him uniquely qualified to share insights on how we could move to a more cost-effective, greener source of energy. Father Nigel, thank you for agreeing to invest the time to educate us on the subject of solar energy and the nitty-gritty involved with setting this up in our own spaces. To set the stage, could you tell us about your involvement in the field?
During my tenure at St. Brito High School, I began studying and researching more about the possibility of installing a solar power system that would both serve as a green and clean energy source, at the same time would also take care of the power requirements of the school for the next 25 years.
Okay.
Besides, I felt it would serve as a good example for the students to see this as one of the initiatives taken up by their school to reduce our carbon footprint and contribute in a way to save Mother Earth by using green and renewable energy sources.
Why do you recommend solar power as a viable option?
I think in today's situation, where our power needs will only keep growing in the near future, solar energy seems to be a very good and viable option. First of all, it is cost effective and the return on investment is about 5 years, which means that the electricity bill is taken care of for the next 20 odd years free of charge. Secondly, in Goa, we get on an average about 280 days of sunshine, which is why a solar power plant will serve well in a long-term power generation source.
Okay. How do you decide what is the best and the most feasible solar power plant size to be installed for a particular consumer?
Well, first of all, we need to look at the average number of units consumed during a period of, say, about a month.
Okay.
Now, a solar power plant in Goa generates about 4 units per kilowatt on an average per day.
Okay.
So, say for example, if your average monthly bill or consumption is about 1,100 to 1,200 units, you would need a 10 kilowatt solar power system to nullify your electricity bill.
Okay.
Secondly, you need to look at the area available for installation of solar panels, which should ideally face the south in order that you get optimum solar generation.
Okay. How does the direction in which the panels face influence how much power is generated?
The direction plays an important part, especially with regard to the efficiency and the output of the system.
Okay.
Because if the panels are facing the south, it gets the sun's rays right from the morning, like when it rises in the east, to the time it sets in the west.
Okay. So there's an entire day's worth of exposure and absorption that can happen.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of equipment and load can one run on solar power?
With regard to the on-grid system, you don't really have to worry about the load that is connected to it, since it is a power generation system and it is wired and synchronized directly with the grid power. But on the other hand, with regard to the off-grid system, one needs to carefully calculate the load that is connected to the system, so that you need to make sure that there is no overloading of the system.
Now, you talked about panels earlier. Can the panels be in the shade or do they have to be in direct sunlight at all times?
Well, shading on the panels will definitely have an impact on the output. It can drastically reduce the efficiency of the system as the panels are wired in series, and thus even a power drop on one or two of the panels of the string will directly affect the total output of all the other panels and the system itself.
So you cannot have overhanging branches under coconut
No.
trees, things like that?
No.
Okay, that's an important point to note. Would a solar power plant work during the monsoons in Goa?
Yes, they do work during the monsoons, in times of cloudy weather. However, the power generation will drop maybe about 40 to 50% during these months. But that also depends largely on the number of sunshine days available during those months.
Okay. Would the system generate power for me during a power cut?
In the case of an on-grid system, that would be a no.
Okay.
Because the on-grid inverters are designed in such a way that they shut down automatically when grid
Okay.
supply is cut. Now, this is a safety feature of the on-grid inverters,
Okay.
since these are directly in sync with the grid supply. And when there is a power cut, the power generated from a particular prosumer's solar power plant. Now, I use the word prosumer because it stands for a person who both produces as well as imports electricity from the grid.
Okay.
So, the power produced by their solar plant will return to the nearest transformer or the nearest substation, and this could pose a very serious danger to human life and personnel working in times of maintenance issues.
Okay, so given that I will not have power during a power cut, in normal times I have an inverter.
Right.
What do I do if I'm now on a solar power system and the power goes?
Now, like in the case of on-grid inverters that are designed to shut down as a safety feature,
Yeah.
you have the other kind of system, that is the off-grid system,
Okay.
for specifically this kind of a purpose. So, the consumer in this case will benefit from a backup power in the event of a power cut, since this system is designed with a battery bank and
Okay.
serves well in the case of power failure.
Okay, Father. So based on what you said now, those are two different models of a solar power plant. I can't, as a consumer or a prosumer, possibly have both at the same time. Assuming I were to go with an on-grid solution, okay, because that's more cost effective or it's more energy efficient, what would be my backup during the time of a power cut?
Well, answering your first question, the first part of your question, there are inverters or hybrid inverters as they call them that combine both these systems into one.
Okay.
That is the on-grid system as well as the off-grid system.
Okay.
But the availability and capacity of these inverters are very limited
Okay.
because it combines, like I said, both the off-grid system and the on-grid system in one unit.
Okay.
Now, in the case of backup, what you can do is, if you have an on-grid inverter, which is of course easy to install, maintenance is much less. The maintenance, there's no extra recurring costs involved in this.
Okay.
You can go in for an on-grid system and at the same time have a normal electrical inverter in your home,
Okay.
which would give you backup for the particular appliances or electrical components that you would like, to be available to you at the time during the time of a power cut.
So like fans, lights,
Right.
television maybe.
Right. So these can be separately wired to a particular electrical inverter,
The same way as we do now.
the same way as you do now.
Okay.
Yes. Now, what would happen is, during a power cut, as you know, the inverter draws the power from the battery.
Yeah.
And when the power is back, it uses electrical power to once again charge these same batteries.
Okay.
Now, that power that it uses to charge the batteries will be obviously indirectly drawn from your solar power system.
Understood. Right. What kind of equipment and load can one run on solar power?
With regard to the on-grid system, you don't really have to worry about the load that is connected to it, because it is, a power generation system and it's directly synchronized with your grid power.
Okay.
Right? But with regard to the off-grid system, one needs to carefully calculate the load that is connected to it, just to make sure that the system is not overloaded.
Okay. How is maintenance and after-sales service handled?
With regard to the on-grid system, once again, there is not much maintenance involved. The only maintenance would be the cleaning of the panels in
Okay.
months after the monsoons. And this can be done maybe once in 20 to 30 days, depending on the location and the amount of dust that is collected on the panels.
Okay.
And this would obviously, increase the maximum efficiency and make your solar power system work to its optimum.
Okay. How do costs on adopting this work, both in terms of my infrastructural investment as well as my power bill?
With regard to the infrastructural investment, the cost of the project would include the entire installation.
Okay.
That would be the permissions, the paperwork needed, to get the system in place and running. Now, there is no need for any major changes to the existing electrical system,
Okay.
except for a few safety components which will have to be added and the existing meter changed to a bidirectional or a net meter, as they call it.
Okay.
Yeah. Secondly, with regard to the power bill, the prosumer will henceforth receive a bill with the details of the units both exported and imported from the grid. And if there are, of course, surplus units exported to the grid, after balancing the two, then these units will be compensated for by the electricity department as per the power purchase agreement.
Okay. So who does one approach if one wants to get a quotation or wants to install a system?
Well, one can approach any installer who is registered with the Goa Energy Development Agency.
Okay.
And this installer will help in the process of the subsidy as well as the installation of the solar power plant.
Okay.
And this will be done after a period of 6 months after installation.
Okay.
The government today is offering a 50% subsidy for those willing to invest in a solar power plant.
So that's 50% on whatever I would pay the installer to set up?
Well, this 50% is not on the project cost, but it is on the benchmark that is set by the government.
Okay. That means that I could be getting a multiple of 50% of that for the capacity
Yes.
of solar power plant that I set up.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for making the time. There are millions of voices the world over clamoring for safe and renewable energy sources. Let theirs not be the voice in the wilderness. Let the sun shine on their commitment and lighten our lives.